The joy that you find here you borrow. You cannot keep it long, it seems. But gigolo and gigolette still sing a song and dance along the boulevard of broken dreams.
Everyone who lived through the Great Depression has a story to tell. Stay with us as ordinary people recall extraordinary times in Pennsylvania.
We resented the Depression, resented the circumstances, and resented anything that had anything to do with our situation.
And we survived it. You just have to go on. That's all there is to it. Sure, it makes people stronger.
But people fail to realize, as we did then, people who had lived through other bad business eruptions, that how you can sustain yourself. And this gave you the outlook of self-sufficiency and doing it yourself.
And I think going through those times made us all stronger and better to accept everything as it comes along.
So you depended upon the store, and you got the staples that you needed, and you lived a very frugal life, and you got along very nicely. Then when it started back to work, new deal.
After 60 years, the Great Depression is only a memory, but it is a powerful and enduring memory for those who lived it. The experience shaped their lives, and those memories and the attitudes that resulted are alive and well in the minds of Pennsylvania residents to this day.
It made most people reconsider the value of a dollar.
And he said, you know, Dick, he says, I can remember when a dollar bill looked like a 9 by 12 rug. I often think of that.
The effect that the Depression had on me was left me insecure. I still can't get over that, which I feel that everything I have today can go tomorrow.
It wasn't a case of whether you liked it or not, you had to put up with it. And I think the name of it was survival.
In retrospect, we tend to think of conditions being all bad, but certainly they weren't. There were births, there were marriages, there were occasions for joy then just as there are now.
But God helped us somehow, we survived.
A lot of people always had their hand out. They want wherever there's a nickel, they're there. We worked for what we got.
If we would tell the people today how things were then, they just wouldn't believe it. I don't think they could handle it as well as we did.
I've known people when the stock market crashed. I knew people that jumped out of their homes and committed suicide. They couldn't take it. And the sad part about it is today, if this thing gets rough, we might even have a civil war. I don't know, but there's going to be a lot of people that won't be able to take it.
You don't want people to go from what they have today down to nothing. And that's exactly what it would be. And there would be an awful, probably a revolt.
They just don't have the guts anymore. That's the only thing I can tell you. That's rough speaking, but that's the way it is.
Here are more memories following tonight's episode of The Great Depression from PBS.
A copy of the program you've just seen can be purchased through Penn State Media Sales at mediasales.psu.edu or by calling 800-770-2111.